You have been chasing ghosts. You have been running after people who do not see you, pouring your energy into voids that never fill up. You have texted first, you have over-explained, you have made yourself small just to fit into the spaces they left behind. And what do you have to show for it? Exhaustion, a quiet, lingering feeling that maybe you're just not enough. But what if I told you that you have it backward? What if the secret to attraction wasn't in the chase, but in the stillness? What if the reason they are running is precisely because you are chasing? There are 5 specific concepts, 5 words that the Stoics understood over 2,000 years ago. Most people spend their entire lives never learning these. They spend decades buying clothes, learning pickup lines, or curating a fake life on social media, completely missing the foundation. These 5 words do not manipulate. They do not perform. They do not beg for attention. They shift the gravity of the room because they shift you. Attraction is not about finding the right script to say to someone else to trick them into liking you. It is about the right words you say to yourself that change your frequency. Because you cannot attract what you need if you are still radiating what you lack. If you are ready to stop chasing and start attracting, if you are ready to become the kind of person who draws others in simply by existing, then listen closely. 1. Presence. The first word is presence. Look around you. Look at the modern world. Where is everyone? Physically, they are here, but mentally, they are gone. They're scrolling through feeds of people they don't know, worrying about emails they haven't sent, replaying an awkward conversation from 2018, or rehearsing a scenario that will likely never happen. Most people are everywhere except here, and people feel that absence. When you're talking to someone and their eyes glaze over or they glance at their phone, what does that communicate? It says, you are not important. Something else is more interesting than you. It creates a vacuum of connection. Marcus Aurelius, the emperor who could have had any distraction he wanted, wrote a simple command to himself. Confine yourself to the present. Why? Not because the past and future don't matter, but because they do not exist. Not right now. And right now is the only place where human connection actually happens. In a world starved for attention, presence is a superpower. When you're fully present with someone, when you lock eyes and actually listen, not just waiting for your turn to speak, you give them something rarer than gold. You give them the feeling of being seen, not observed, not judged, seen. Think about the last time someone truly listened to you. No phone on the table, no wandering eyes, just them, you, and the space between your words. You fell in love with that interaction, didn't you? You remember that person. That is presence. It doesn't require charisma. It doesn't require a joke. It requires stillness. To practice this, you must become the anchor in the room. When everyone else is flitting about like a moth, distracted by every noise, you remain still. You focus entirely on the person in front of you. This intensity is magnetic. It signals that you are in control of your mind. And in a chaotic world, nothing is more attractive than someone who owns their attention. 2. Detachment. The second word is detachment. This is the one that confuses people the most. In our culture, we are taught that true love means obsession. We are taught that if you don't panic when they leave, you don't care. But the Stoics knew that obsession is not love. Obsession is slavery. They understood a profound paradox. To get what you want, you must be okay with not getting it. Epictetus said, "Freedom is the only worthy goal in life. It is won by disregarding things that lie beyond our control." And that includes people. You could be the perfect partner, the perfect friend, the most attractive person alive, and you still cannot control whether someone chooses you. You cannot control their trauma, their preferences, or their readiness. When you try to control these things, you smell like desperation. And humans have an evolutionary radar for desperation. It repels us. It signals, I am not whole on my own. I need you to fix me. That is a heavy burden to place on a stranger. Detachment means caring without clinging. It means loving without suffocating. It is the attitude that says, I really want you in my life, but I will be perfectly fine without you. Imagine someone who loves you deeply but breathes freely. Someone who doesn't collapse if you take a day to reply. That person isn't weak. That person is free. And freedom is incredibly sexy because so few people have it. When you detach, you flip the dynamic. Instead of you chasing them for validation, they begin to wonder why you aren't chasing. They become curious. Why is he so calm? Why is she so secure? You become a puzzle they want to solve. You stop chasing when you realize you were never incomplete to begin with. You are a whole universe on your own. Anyone else is just a visitor, not the foundation. 3. Strength. The third word is strength. I'm not talking about the kind of strength that lifts weights in the gym, though physical health is a virtue. I am not talking about the kind of strength that raises its voice to dominate a conversation. Loudness is often just a mask for insecurity. I'm talking about Stoic strength, the kind that endures, the kind that remains steady when everything around you is falling apart. Seneca wrote, "A gem cannot be polished without friction, nor a man perfected without trials." Modern attraction advice often tells you to hide your flaws, to pretend you have never been hurt, to act like you're living a perfect, charmed life. But perfection is boring. Perfection is unrelatable. What draws people in is resilience. Strength is not about never breaking. It is about breaking and still showing up. It is about being touched by pain and not becoming cruel because of it. Think of the people you admire most. Are they the ones who had it easy? No, they're the ones who walked through the fire and came out carrying buckets of water for others. People are drawn to those who have been through something and came out softer, not harder. Who have been hurt but still choose kindness. Who have lost and still choose hope. That is not weakness. That is power in its purest form. When you carry yourself like someone who has survived their own worst days, people notice. It creates a subconscious feeling of safety. Evolutionarily, we want partners who can handle crisis. If you panic over a spilled coffee or a late text, you signal fragility. But if you can hold yourself together when life gets heavy, people instinctively want to be near you. They feel that if you can hold yourself, maybe you can hold space for them. 2. You don't attract people by pretending you are unbreakable. You attract them by proving you can rebuild. For mystery, the fourth word is mystery. We live in the era of radical oversharing. People post their breakfast, their breakups, their location, and their every thought online. There is no mystery left. We explain ourselves into exhaustion because we are terrified of being misunderstood. We vomit our entire life story on the first date because we hate silence. But the Stoics value the economy of words. Marcus Aurelius said, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts." He didn't say it depends on broadcasting those thoughts to everyone. Mystery is simply this, not giving everything away. It is understanding that you do not owe everyone access to every part of your soul. Some things are yours to keep. Some depth is revealed slowly, carefully, layer by layer, only to those who have earned it. When you are too open too fast, there is nothing left to discover. And humans are wired for discovery. We are hunters. We are drawn to what we do not fully understand yet. We are drawn to the quiet person in the corner who listens more than they speak. We wonder, what are they thinking? This isn't about playing games or being cold. It is about having a rich inner world that doesn't need constant validation from the outside. When you're comfortable in silence, when you don't feel the need to fill every gap in the conversation with nervous chatter, you project confidence. Mystery is the difference between a shallow puddle and a deep ocean. You can see the bottom of a puddle instantly. It's boring. But the ocean? You have no idea how deep it goes. Be the ocean. Let them dive. Let them earn the depth. The richness of your inner life makes people want to know you, not because you are hiding, but because you are vast. 5. Peace. The fifth word, and perhaps the most critical one, is peace. This is the foundation. You can have presence, you can have detachment, you can have strength, and you can have mystery. But if you do not have peace, it is all just a performance. It is a mask that will slip. Peace is the thing people feel before you even say a word. It is an energy. It is a vibration. Seneca said, "True happiness is to enjoy the present without anxious dependence upon the future." Anxious dependence, that is the killer of attraction. When you are at war with yourself, when you're constantly criticizing your own looks, your own status, your own choices, you radiate a low-level anxiety. People can't always explain it, but they feel uncomfortable around you. They feel drained. Peace means you're not at war with who you are. You're not trying to be someone else to be loved. You're not faking contentment while your inner world is on fire. When you have real, stoic peace, you become a sanctuary. In a world that is loud, aggressive, and demanding, being around a peaceful person feels like taking a drink of cold water on a hot day. People relax around you. Their shoulders drop. They stop performing too, because your peace gives them permission to be authentic. That is the ultimate attraction. Not charm, not wit, not six-pack abs. Peace. The quiet certainty that you are okay with or without them. That you are building a life worth living and you are happy in it. This dynamic shifts everything. It says, I have built a beautiful garden here. If you want to walk in it with me, there is space. But if you don't, I will still enjoy the flowers. That lack of pressure is hypnotic. You are never searching for someone to save you. You are searching for someone to walk beside. And that distinction makes all the difference. So, here they are again. The 5 words: presence, detachment, strength, mystery, peace. Notice that none of these are tactics. None of these are lines you memorize. They are not manipulation techniques to trick someone into bed or into a relationship. They are a way of being. You cannot fake these. You can only become them. And the becoming takes time. It takes work. It takes falling apart and putting yourself back together. It takes realizing that the person you were chasing, the validation you were begging for, the love you thought you needed to survive, you already had the capacity for all of it inside you. The Stoics knew this 2,000 years ago. The human heart hasn't changed. We're still looking for the same things: safety, connection, and depth. Stop trying to be chosen. Start becoming the kind of person you would choose. Build your own character, and the rest will follow. If this resonated with you, if you felt a shift in your perspective, let it sit for a moment. Do not rush to the next video. And if you're ready to keep walking this path of inner power, subscribe. Not for me, but for you, because the journey inward is the only one worth taking.